Well, Israel's government says it's closer than it has been in months to finalising a ceasefire and hostage deal with Hamas in Gaza. Middle East correspondent Matthew Doran reports from Jerusalem.
14 months into the war in Gaza, and it appears that the differences in positions between Israel and Hamas are getting narrower. But as with every stage of negotiations during the course of this conflict, there are still sticking points. And that's even with two members of Benjamin Netanyahu's government telling local media here in Israel that a deal is looming. The issues that are still outstanding are, first of all, what sort of military presence Israel would try to maintain in Gaza once a deal is struck, something that has been contentious, that has been criticised by Hamas in the past, and would likely rest on that being sorted out as part of any ceasefire and hostage deal. The second issue is the exact number and the names of Palestinian prisoners which would be released by Israel as part of any deal. Some concern there about the nature of these individuals and whether or not Israel will stick its heels in and say that they present too much of a threat to the country's national security in being released. The third issue is whether or not a ceasefire and hostage deal would actually spell the end of this conflict, or if it would only be a temporary truce. One of those ministers I mentioned has said that this would be temporary and that the issue of a lasting end or a lasting pause in hostilities could be worked out after that. So those talks are still continuing, and that is why there are still these outstanding issues which need to be addressed. Israeli strikes do continue in Gaza even as those talks are being held. The IDF targeting a car in Khan Yunis in an attack local health authorities say killed 2 Palestinians. Another 7 Palestinians reportedly killed in strikes at a camp for displaced people at Al Mawasi. All the while, the IDF claims it is targeting Hamas fighters and Hamas assets, not Palestinian civilians.